Hi, this is a peak speedrun with zero major glitches, meaning no crazy cannon skips or anything weird like that, so please enjoy. And the speedrun begins right when I open my eyes. I open the first luggage, steal the flare from the plane. Now the cannon and the lollipop I found are really good. They basically guarantee a solid time through shore. I just need a few more items to help out in tropics. I throw the trail mix here just in case if I need room to grab an item in that orange crate. If there was nothing, I would just pick the trail mix right back up and then I'll continue on. Since I'm feeling a little greedy, I'm going to use this cannon here for a horizontal boost, and it just saves a few seconds. Now just you wait until I use this other cannon that I have. I'll be using it pretty soon, but it's got a pretty cool lineup. Some of you are probably wondering how I'm running with no stamina. I'm just holding sprint and spamming jump. It works because as long as your feet aren't touching the ground, you can still move forward with zero stamina. Here, I have to walk just a bit so I have enough stamina to lunge twice. Now, some of you may be a little confused on how I'm lunging with what it seems to be very little stamina, like there. Well, there's this thing called a last chance lunge. When you run out of stamina and you see this red flash, the game gives you about a second after that to get one final lunge in, and we abuse it in ways like these. And there's this other one where we grab again and then lunge, so we get just a little bit of extra distance. And I do it here, like here, and there's many parts where I do it all the time. Then right up here is where I use my second cannon. I have to line it up really precisely. If I don't, it won't work and I won't end up where I need to go. And it's pretty neat if you ask me. But then just right up here is where I use my lovely old lollipop. And then I just alternate between spamming shift and space, and I will just zoop right up the wall. Then just right here, I do a double lunge. Here, I just gotta make sure I don't stand for too long on the spike, and then do the double grab lunge there. And then another one, or just a regular lunge there actually. And we're actually going to skip all the statues since they're a bit out of the way, and the chances of getting something useful are pretty low. Most healing items for them are basically useless. Getting that lollipop just then is actually pretty nice, because I'm definitely going to be using it in tropics. And that makes us finishing shore with 3 minutes and 4 seconds. And we're going to slide on this vine and do a double click lunge, or right at the end, right here. Now here, rain can become a little bit of an issue, but here I like to wait enough stamina for 3 lunges. If it starts raining, I'll use all 3 of them right here on the specific wall. But if it doesn't start raining, I'll use that last lunge on that tree. Purple Kingberry here is super nice because they give lots of stamina, and that energy drink is super useful because I can use it on this vine right here, and then I can continue to still use it after and get some good lunges and fast movement. Then right before the energy drink wears off, I can get one final lunge on that wall right there. Then right here is a super tight double grab lunge. I mess it up pretty commonly. I just grab that vine and zoop myself up. And we have tons of luggages here, which is really nice. And we get a chain launcher, we'll probably use that for Kiln. Another double grab lunge. Then here I can do a triple grab lunge because on my second grab my feet were still touching a surface, so I didn't lose any stamina. Now for this next little bit, if I don't have a lollipop here, I'm basically screwed. I need one for this section. If I don't, I just reset. But luckily I have one so I can use it while climbing this vine. And it's really neat to eat on a vine because I can still move forward normally just while I'm eating. And then once again, alternate shift and space, spamming them, and I can just zoop up the wall once again. Now in this whole little section here, I'm really trying not to accidentally use up my extra stamina because I want to save it for this wall right here. That way I can do an easy double lunge. Lunges that use regular stamina don't drain the extra stamina, so I can pull off 2 full lunges using both. Then right here we do another double grab lunge for a white luggage that gives us absolutely nothing. And then from here it's just a straight path right to the ending of tropics. Now right here, this route is pretty nice just because right here, it's just a straight up slope that goes right to the campfire. We got a brown luggage, and yeah. And as I get up here, I'm eyeing that purple kingberry. Heat packs are pretty nice. There's a lot of ice rocks that I stand on in the middle of Alpine, so I'll probably end up using that close to there. And here we are on Alpine with 6 minutes and 10 seconds. And right here, I wait for stamina just a little bit so I can slide down that wall right there. And you can slide down walls without stamina, but it kind of slingshots your character downward. I'm not sure how it works, but I would probably die if I decided to do that. Now this upcoming brown luggage is where the run changes into a very good direction. A 3-pack of balloons. Now, getting this item is actually pretty rare. It's maybe like a 2% chance or something like that. It's one of the most rarest items in the game. But if I happen to get 6, I can use them to float myself upward. They'll float me up 100 meters before they pop. I can use it for Kiln and it'll be super useful. But sometimes if I have like just 5 balloons, I'll use it to float over Caldera. And yeah. Now I just skipped about 30 seconds because Alpine is a lot of just straight running, so it's not going to be too enjoying. But here's a cool little jump. I grab onto the wall and I land on my ledge. And we keep going. Another goody old double grab lunge. And then finally, we come across some more luggages and we start our actual climb going into Alpine. Getting that energy drink there was actually super useful because there's a wall that is coming up that I need a lollipop or an energy drink. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen. And we keep going. Now I steal the shell fungus here because it will definitely help with this upcoming area. Then here is where I use the shell fungus. I line it up in a specific spot, throw it, and it's a lot easier to climb up this little area. Then right here, things are a little scary because that's probably the jump I mess up more than any single one. And if I fail it, the run is basically over because I fall kind of a little bit of a distance. So, and we got one more balloon. If we get one more, then we can float over Caldera. Now this purple kingberry that I have is super useful when I want to use this energy drink. And I just zoop up this wall. Having a lollipop here is actually a little bit better because I can use it in a better position. I can use it sooner. I have to climb a little bit. Then I use the energy drink. And yeah. Also, I was really hoping for one more single balloon there. I think you saw me get visibly upset because if I get that one more balloon, I can float over Caldera. I have one more chance to get that final balloon, which is the final luggage right next to the campfire. And right here, we steal this magic bean. You'll see when I'll use it soon. I love this jump here. The piton instantly gives you stamina, and I can just lunge directly after grabbing it. And then from here, we just have a straight path right to the campfire, and we'll see if I get that 5th balloon. If not, I'll just save my balloons and hope and pray that I get one more 3-pack before Kiln. Because if I do, oh, you know what I'm gonna do. Nah, we don't get it, but we'll continue on, and here we are in Caldera in about 11 minutes. Then here, I need to make sure I have a little bit of stamina, because I'm gonna slide down this wall and do a bit of a cool little jump. Here's some more sliding. Good stuff, good stuff. I know. I kind of messed up, but... Then right up here we have some more luggages. Spoiler, I do come across a cannon, but I don't keep it because I don't know where to use it. If I don't know where to use it, it might not save time. There's the magic bean. Good stuff, good stuff. It creates a bit of a bridge for me because as you can see, there's the lava and I would not be able to make that jump. So that is extremely useful. In here, super tight jump. Whew. And I'm getting close on full fire effect, so I'm going to use the water bottle here. And then do this crazy jump. And then get a lollipop and do a cool chain slide. Yeah, good stuff, I know. Then right here, I wait for more stamina because I have another chain. Then right here, we're going to do a last chance lunge. wait for some more stamina, and do another chain slide. Woo! Then right here, if I'm behind in pace, this can be pretty bad. There's a jump right here, this jump. Sometimes if I'm like 5-10 seconds behind, I won't be able to make that jump. So I kind of have to wait for the lava to go down or take a bit of a detour. But luckily, I'm a quick old boy and I was getting it done. But heading up to the, oh my gosh, heading up the staircase towards the end of Caldera. Our last few luggages before we head into Kiln. And hint, I still want that 3-pack of balloons. I still want it. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh yeah. There it is. Since I was full, I use my single balloon. Because having a 7th one, it doesn't really raise you up that much faster. But having 6 raise you up quite fast. So I just used it now, so I have a room to hold it. And then I know exactly where I want to use it. So, yeah. See you when Kiln starts. Alright, so we are here on Kiln with 14 minutes and 15 seconds. We've got 6 balloons, 2 lollipops, 1 chain, and an energy drink. We're kind of loaded right now. We've got this. Alright. Doing a bunch of last click lunges. Right up here we can do a single lunge. Good stuff, good stuff. Here we can do a running double grab lunge. Here we waited a little bit for stamina so we can go up these tiny ledges all in one little go. Then here I decided to do, usually I go off to the left here and take a raw route, but since I have so many items, I'm assuming I'm going to get more. So I use that energy drink so I can get a bit of a head start going up to this luggage here, which is where usually I'll use the chain here. But since I got the balloons, this is the perfect spot to use it. And oh my gosh, these balloons will pop always after going upwards 100 meters, which is about a little less than a third of Kiln. And I know exactly where they're going to pop. Boom, because I've kind of tested this a little bit before, somewhat, some not. I kind of just eyed it a little bit. Here, getting an energy drink is nice. Using my lollipop here, I've tested this spot here multiple times. It'll get me to the top here in just enough. Boom, here we are. Here's my final luggage. Now we got 3 items plus the flare. Going to use the energy drink here. Really nice, really nice. Good stuff, good stuff. And then, oh my gosh, I kind of messed up here. I really wanted to use this chain, but I messed up so hard placing because my body just kept sliding. If I do a cool little slide, and then all I have left to use is my lollipop. I could have used it better, I'm not gonna lie. Get my flare out to be ready. Like, I could have just skipped the chain and used the lollipop where I was. Or about there, I can climb up a little bit. Because here, I'm sitting here with, like, still half of the lollipop still to use. But, light the flare. And we are here at the end. About 1650. So, if this was, like, the older versions where you could die at the end and still win, it would have been very close to a sub 17. It probably would have been a sub 17. No, it would have. It would probably be like 1650 something, which would be really nice. But we lose 20 or so seconds, 20 to 30 seconds doing the normal way. And there it is, 1717. I was pretty, yeah, I don't know what the frick I was doing. I was pretending to eat beans or something out of a can, which is kind of crazy, but there it is. Now I'm going to continue to run on the seed. Hopefully I can beat my all-time personal best, which is 16.5 seconds. Minutes. 16:30. Jeez, that'll be crazy. Alright, bye. See ya.